Welcome back, and it's time for Commodity Corner. As we just mentioned, how is the shipping industry coping with these Trump tariff uncertainties? Manisha Gupta caught up with Christopher Cook, who is the Managing Director of South Asia at Maersk. Let's listen into excerpts of that conversation.
The freight rates did see an acceleration at the start of last year as a lot of capacity came out of the market, and then goods had to be transited, or we had to redeploy our networks around the Cape of Good Hope. We've seen in the second part of the year, we saw a bit of a cooling off. Okay. Honestly, the freight rates are very much defined by supply and demand, and we've just announced our global results just last week, and we're still projecting that global trade will grow by 4% this year, and Maersk anticipates to grow along a similar line.
How would you look at India then? If you're looking at 4% of global trade growth, how does India fit in?
Well, India, we've seen a solid growth in India, and actually some of the larger commodity groups, when we look at the apparel segment, when we look at the automotive or cold chain, these are all growing robustly. And we anticipate that there will be a good solid growth in the coming years, and actually we're designing our networks to support an increase in demand out of India, and I can talk a bit more about that.
Oh, well, absolutely. I would love to know on how is India's export numbers vis-a-vis the import numbers, and what commodities really do feature in exports and in imports.
Perfect. So we've seen the export numbers growing 2% year over year in the last 5 years. We expect that to continue. I just mentioned the growth in the apparel segment, 14%. We've seen the automotive segment growing around 12%, and cold chain around 9%. So those are some solid growth numbers. North America remains the largest trading partner, but we see some growth in some of those European, African, Latin American markets. Imports is a bit slower, and in fact, a large part of the import market is driven by waste and scrap. And some of those volumes have reduced over the last year.
Chris, when we look at 2025, and as you said, the 4% growth is what you look forward to in this year as well. The way this year has started with so much uncertainty, and also talking about India's major trading partners as well, do you see an increase in that number also?
Yeah, so, you know, and uncertainty is something that we're really trying to find ways to support our customers and reduce. And one of the things that we've just launched in the last week is a new network which will, towards the second part of the year, bring 90% reliability. So that's one of the ways we're trying to buffer some of this uncertainty for our customers, and particularly that'll support growth into the European market and into North America. So there will be more capacity, and we will bring a much higher level of reliability, 90% in fact, against the market standard in the last year, which is around 55–60%, which Maersk also leads, but clearly if you say 1 in 2 ships are late, that's not a great position to be.
That's the Gemini collaboration network that you're talking about?
That's correct, exactly. The newly announced Gemini collaboration we just announced.
Talk to us about more details onto this. What would it really mean for India? You are the second largest when it comes to shipping lines in the world. How does it make your place more solid in that space?
Well, if I just take North America, we've just the service that or the extra capacity we brought for North America not only gives the opportunity for growth, but it also means that we will bring a 5-day faster transit time for our customers. And then we're bringing this 90% reliability commitment. And then into Europe also, we've added 2 additional services to support growth into those important markets. UK being one of the largest markets for the apparel and textile segment. So important that we can support that growth there.
Also, when you look at India's trading partners, which countries do you see trade increasing with?
So in addition to North America and the United Kingdom, we see strong growth also into the UAE. The CEPA agreement that was announced 18 to 24 months ago, this is seeing very robust growth. Africa for the automotive segment, And then we see growth for cold chain products, particularly Europe and North America.
Would you say the fresh produce trade also seems to have increasing globally, especially with India?
Yes, you know, certainly the growth in fresh produce and also manufactured products is certainly growing, and as the population of the world grows, also it needs to be fed, and India is supporting that growth.
It is. Chris, a final word then. How would you and what would you strategize as you get into 2025? I mean, I know these are still early days and we still don't know on how the first quarter really would end. But what is it that you at Maersk are strategizing, especially for India?
So we just finished or just announced our 2024 results. We had our third best year on record. One of the things that we're really focusing on as we go into 2025, of course, is ensuring this new network that we've just announced, the Gemini Corporation, goes live successfully, that we can continue to support our customers and give them reliability in their supply chains. I think these are, and then help them navigate the uncertainties which we've talked about today. I think these are some of the key elements that we want to support as we go in 2025.
Where is sustainability on your priority here? Because almost everybody, and since we're talking about biofuels and hydrogen and renewables and energy transition, etc., what is the company's goal when it comes to that? So
2040, we want to go. We want to be net zero. We're very proud that in a few weeks' time we're actually going to be naming one of our new vessels, which is able to be fueled with eco-fuels, e-methanol in this case, will be named here in Mumbai. And our strategy really is to decarbonize our ocean fleet and then all of our landside operations. And we have a stage plan that enables that over the next 15 years or so.